here in Lagos, Nigeria, as we approach the festive season proper, November is about winding up while December will be making way. Protection of lives and property, it's every right-thinking Nigerian concern at this point, especially with the emergence of the new sect like you talked about. We have a special guest in the studio. He's the NSCDC Lagos State Commandant. He's in person of Mr. Adetotun Kashiru. Thank you so much for finding time to be on the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now let's begin. What is the plan of NSCDC as we approach the Yuletide season?
Thank you so much. One of the major mandates of the NSCDC is providing security for life and property of the people, by most especially in the areas of critical infrastructure and national asset protection. So this is very crucial for public safety, to prevent disruptions and maintain economic stability. So we have a lot of plans that we have marshaled out, looking at the fact that this period is always very busy. You have large movement of people and goods in and out of Lagos. So to do this, we have really started early to plan for this period because of the busy nature this period used to experience. And this is a period that criminal elements usually take advantage of to carry out their nefarious activity. So part of what we have done is that we carried out risk assessment to determine the vulnerability of most of the critical infrastructure and national assets that is in Lagos, because Lagos has the largest concentration of critical infrastructure and national assets. So after carrying out this, we did it, and then it ended about 2 weeks ago. And because of the findings that we discovered on how vulnerable some of these critical infrastructure and national assets are, we intensified on our intelligence gathering so as to look at the threats of possible attacks of this critical infrastructure. We also work together with some of the stakeholders who have the responsibility of working around this critical asset to getting their risk exposure to be reduced, so that it will discourage the criminal elements from having access to these critical assets. So in addition to this, about a few months ago, we organized town hall meeting to engage with various communities in Amuwo and Ikorodu area.
Okay.
Because security business is everybody's business. And we know that we cannot do this job alone without the involvement of the people. So we gather in the town hall meeting the CDAs, the CDS, the youth groups, the trade associations, and various other interest groups in a training and engagement, so that they can hold the responsibility of keeping vigilance on these critical assets, and for them to be able to volunteer information to us whenever they see any untoward movement around these critical assets. So we did it in Amuwo, we did it in Ikorodu, and it's yielding fruits. So based on this, because of the volume of information that are coming to us, we have marshaled out plan to reduce our response time to less than 5 minutes, so that whenever we see any call from them, able to deploy our men to go to these areas, either to stop or to prevent the vandalization of these critical assets, or to arrest whoever that may want to carry out this nefarious act.
Okay, so if you have been able to put all this in place, Ikorodu used to be a flashpoint to an extent.
Yes.
Are we going to be having men stationed there permanently all through this season?
Yes, we have people that are stationed there permanently. We have created more outposts in this area and posted our personnel there. And in addition to this, we still have a patrol team who go there, who carry out patrol 247 in this area, because we know that Ikorodu is a very serious flashpoint where a lot of vandalization of critical assets used to take place. So these are the things that we have really done.
How can you now highlight some of the key critical infrastructures in Lagos, and we're talking about protecting them? Yes. The key infrastructures or the key critical properties we have in Lagos, what are you doing to synergized with other security agencies to ensure that these places are safe?
Yes, we are saying, you see, working together with other agencies is very critical to safeguarding life and property of the people, particularly the critical infrastructure and national safety, because we cannot do it alone. So that is why we are involving non-state actors, we are involving communities to be engaged in this. So as per the security agencies, all of us are working together around the clock to make sure that we secure this asset. We used to collect intelligence information from the DSS on regular basis, which are usually concentrated on this our critical mandate of safeguarding this critical infrastructure. So we are all working together around the clock, and that is the reason why you are seeing the type of safety of life and property that we are witnessing in Lagos.
Unlike before. So, but let's look at the issue of technology now. Are we going to be expecting more sophisticated technology being used to ensure that we comb some of these flashpoints?
Yes. About few weeks ago, we were all called to the National Headquarters of Civil Defense, because we know that providing physical security measure requires, at this level, deployment of technology. And Civil Defense is already working with the private sector to make sure that we develop a technological solution to safeguard the monitoring of this critical infrastructure and national safety. Very soon it's going to be launched. We only went for the assessment of this, which was displayed to us for critic, and for them to be able to upgrade and make sure that it will provide the necessary solution that we want for the protection of this critical national safety. Okay,
now let's get insight from you. What are the most significant security challenges you have encountered as the NSCDC boss?
Almost every time we face a lot of challenges, because there are so many criminal elements in the society. Every time you take step, they will usually want to take a step ahead of you. So we are always updating our responses and our research into making sure that we do not allow them to upstage us. So you cannot really particularly say this is the major challenges, but it's an ongoing concern, and on a regular basis we face all this, and we thank God that we are always ahead of them to make sure that they do not have their way.
Okay. In addition to that, talking about concern now, there's this new group that have been raising its ugly head in northern Nigeria. They call them the Lakurawa group. And in Sokoto, another part of the north, they've been destroying lives and properties. Over time, from research or from investigation, it has been proven that most of them that cannot stand, most of these insurgents, some of these guys who are carrying out this wicked act, if they can't stand the strong military might, they try to move down southwest and southeast to continue their act. What are we doing in Lagos to ensure that members of this group that cannot stand the military arm in the north don't find their way into Lagos?
Thank you so much. That's a very beautiful question. We know that Nigerians have freedom of movement to any part of the country. And some of these people, they're either Nigerian or non-Nigerians, but there's freedom of movement. So we are always keeping vigil, because all the security agencies are concerned with all this. We used to meet on a regular basis to discuss some of these challenges. And all of us are working together in synergy to ensure that we keep our eyes on the ground and make sure that we do not allow these people to spread into Lagos. You know, the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. So we are regularly collecting intelligence information from them and working with various communities for them to report to us any strange faces they see within their community, so that we can invite or arrest these people and profile them to see whether they are part of this criminal group that are coming from these insurgents or not. So we are always there working together to make sure that we do not allow them to have their foothold in Lagos.
So how does public awareness and community engagement contribute to the protection of lives and property and critical infrastructure?
It is really helping us so much because of the engagement with various stakeholders in various communities. It is giving us regular information of what is happening within those communities. And in addition to that, we have other platforms through which people get across to us, because working together as federal agencies and working with state agencies, there is a center located in Lasema where people can make call, a toll-free call into that center. We have the presence of all the security agencies there, including civil defense. Wow. And any information that goes there is used to be escalation of this information to our respective agencies for us to be able to respond to whatever emergencies that we receive through it. So people can take advantage of it and get across to us through it.
So are there particular sectors such as the energy, transport or telecommunications that are more prone to security risks?
Yes, we have identified so many platforms, those who are more vulnerable. So, and we are already working to ensure that we reduce this level of vulnerability to discourage criminal elements from having access to them.
Okay, so like in Kaduna, for instance, they are short of power for a while, but that has been restored. Yes. Of course, it was due to the attack from these insurgents. Yes. So some of these infrastructures, are we putting men there? Are we going to put technological system there to monitor the movement of people there?
We have men there. We have our personnel there.
Okay.
And we are working with the people who are providing this critical infrastructure, like power, like telecommunications, in order for them to be able to deploy other solutions to reduce the level of vulnerability of these critical assets.
Okay.
Part of our preparation, part of our plans for this winter period is to have a training in December for our personnel who are saddled with the responsibility of providing security for this critical national asset, in order to upgrade their knowledge in securing these critical assets of the government and improving the security of life and property of the people.
Okay, apart from training your personnel, which is a very, very, very good step, is there any kind of welfare package for them? Because when someone is working and is not getting a good welfare, or is not getting a good package, he might not give in his best.
The government is doing a lot to provide adequate welfare for our personnel. So they are well motivated to carry out their responsibility. We are all motivated very well.
Okay, they are well motivated. Let's talk about the issue of addressing insider threats, and of course sometimes negligence that can lead to some of this attack in these infrastructures that we're talking about. How do we handle insider threats?
Within civil defense or where?
There are cases where you find people within the system.
We don't have such.
You don't have such.
We don't have such.
You think so?
Yes, we don't. We don't. Our people are well trained and motivated. There cannot be any insider. We have never experienced it.
Even in the military, we've seen cases where we've seen soldiers being insiders to this.
I'm a civil defense officer. I can only speak about my organization.
Okay. So in your organization, especially Lagos State Command, you don't have insiders who are selling out?
At all. We don't.
So to our next step now, we are now saying Lagos is very safe.
Very safe.
For those people who want to come to Lagos and have a good Christmas.
They should.
What should be their concern?
They should not. There's no concern for them. Lagos is safe, so they can come to Lagos. Lagos is always very safe. You know it, you experience it. So they can come to Lagos and enjoy their Yuletide period without any form of reservations.
Okay, this one is on a lighter note anyway. There's this fear of encountering some agbiros and some talks in Lagos, and that gives some kind of fear to people who are coming for the first time.
Now or before?
Well, to an extent, you still have a pocket of them.
And that is pocket of them. And they are usually well taken care of.
They are usually well taken care of. So finally, before we let you go, Mr. Adetot, what is your final message to Nigerians, especially those residing in Lagos?
My final message to them is that they should cooperate with security agencies by volunteering information to us. And for criminal elements, I want them to have change of mind. And if they do not, we are always on ground to make sure that they do not have the opportunity to torment the life of the people of the state.
All right, a beautiful parting note there from the Commandant NSCDC Lagos State Command, Mr. Kashiru Adetoto. Thank you so much for finding time to be on the program.
Thank you so much.
All right, this is the package we have from our Lagos studio.